what's going on guys, it's Cynical and welcome back to another Kingdom Hearts 3 news and information video. Today for you guys, I wanted to sit down and talk about two pretty important things to do with Kingdom Hearts 3. And in a way, I kind of have this feeling that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to make Kingdom Hearts Recoded a more important title than it currently already is. Now, you guys should know the running meme with Kingdom Hearts Recoded. In the ways of the story that it tells, it's really not all that important. Really, when it comes down to Recoded, the only stuff you need to know about the game is the very final scene, the conversation between Mickey, Sora, and Naminé. This is the scene where Naminé explains to Sora that we need to mend the hurt of those connected to that of Sora's heart, obviously referring to that of the BBS trio, people like Roxas, Xion. That scene right there is really important, but it's the final scene of the game. The other scene in which I would say is pretty important for that of Kingdom Hearts Recoded is the Destiny cutscene, along with the Pete and Maleficent cutscene to do with the Tome of Prophecies, as well as the Datascape. Otherwise, Kingdom Hearts Recoded has sort of just been known as that Kingdom Hearts game that can just be missed, essentially, I guess. And I actually personally really like Recoded, aside from its story, which, yes, I will agree, doesn't really have all too much importance in it. The gameplay of the game is actually really fun. But that's not what we're talking about in today's video. We're talking about the connection between Kingdom Hearts Recoded and Kingdom Hearts 3, because recently we got our very first look at the Big Hero 6 world in Kingdom Hearts 3, and of course we got to see quite a few different cutscenes of the world itself. Now in a few of these cutscenes you might see some of the recognizable Big Hero 6 characters being chased by what looks like at first glance microbots from Big Hero 6, but if we actually look even closer, the things that are actually chasing the Big Hero 6 characters are in fact not microbots, but actually bug blocks from Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Yes, the corruption that sneaked into that of Jiminy's journal. This is the virus that ended up corrupting all of Jiminy's journal, and as Data Sora, we had to dive into that of Jiminy's journal, into the Datascape, and take down the corruption with the help of Data RIKU. Now first things first, we do get to see the normal default looking bug blocks, which is the red looking one in this scene right here. This is the normal bug block corruption that we come across in Recoded. Now it should be known that there are different versions of different bug blocks, but this bug blocks right here in this scene is actually very different to any bug blocks we've actually seen in Recoded. The color of this one is black with sort of a greeny blue light through the detailing of the block itself. The real question is though, why exactly is the bug blocks, a corruption that was found within the Datascape of that of Jiminy's journal, why is this found within the real world of Big Hero 6? As if the data or corruption has actually escaped that of the Datascape of Jiminy's journal and has actually made it into the real world. Well, this actually brings me on to the next part of this video, and we're going to be switching over to the scene that we were talking about a couple of days ago, and that is this one right here. Yes, the scene in which we're led to believe that perhaps, maybe, just maybe, Xion has become a Xehanort vessel. Or has she? So last night a Twitter user that goes by the name of KH Quotes actually compared the model from 0.2 Birth by Sleep RIKU to that of the mysterious character that we actually get to see in this trailer. Now, he actually compared the sort of hair detailing of the model from RIKU from 0.2 to that of the hair detailing of the character in this scene. And it turns out that from this image, as you guys can see right here, it looks to be that the hair detailing of Riku, yes, young Riku, matches perfectly with the hair detailing and position of the character in this image. So is this character actually Xion, or more so, is this Riku? More specifically, is this Data RIKU? Now with seeing the bug blocks within the Big Hero 6 world, especially with seeing a different version of the bug blocks, one that looks more corrupted than normal, it almost makes me think, did one of the Seekers of Darkness, or more so Xehanort, actually managed to find his way into the Datascape, and while he was there came across Data RIKU and turned him into that of a vessel. It should be known that Data RIKU acts as a sort of vessel though in himself. If you guys have played Recoded, you should know that Data RIKU and the purpose behind him was used to be a vessel to hold and collect all of the data with inside of Gemini's journal, or more so the datascape. When the corruption ended up coming into Gemini's journal, RIKU tried to stop the corruption himself, but obviously couldn't do so, so that's where we as the players come in and assist him as Data Sora. So unlike the RIKU situation with him more so being a villain at first, but then towards the end of Chain of Memories, he's sort of a good guy with him sort of figuring out who he is and how these other people are actually controlling him. But when we look at RIKU is solely a good character. However though, if RIKU has actually been corrupted by that of Xehanort, it kind of makes me think, is this the reason why we're actually seeing the bug blocks within the world of Big Hero 6? And more specifically, could RIKU actually be the organization member rather than, say, Sayax for the Big Hero 6 world? Ultimately, it would make more sense because Big Hero 6, the world itself is focused a lot around technology and futuristic things. And I can definitely see how the bug blocks, this sort of computer digital corruption, would work with that for a Big Hero 6 world. But even furthermore, for the organization member of this world, it would actually be really cool to see that of RIKU. Now, of course, if RIKU is going to be an organization member, it means he is going to be one of the villains, which means, like I said, Xehanort has corrupted him. It sort of makes me think that if we do see a corrupted RIKU, perhaps maybe he can do the complete opposite of what his purpose is within the datascape, meaning that he can literally summon forth the digital corruption and even furthermore bring it into the real world. Or more so, did Xehanort or one of his flunkies dip into the datascape, corrupt that of RIKU, they then brought him out of the datascape, so now he's literally in the real world, and they set him free to corrupt the worlds with bug blocks, or more specifically, just the Big Hero 6 world. Now, of course, this is completely going off the contrary, that this character that we see in this scene is, of course, RIKU. We currently do not know as of right now, and also keep in mind, we haven't actually seen an HD version, or more so like a Kingdom Hearts 3 version of Shion's model as well. So we don't really know what Shion's model looks like. You have to admit though, there is definitely an uncanny resemblance between sort of young Riku's hair position and detailing to the character that we do see in this cutscene. And if it turns out that this is RIKU, then I'm sure there will be some sort of connection between RIKU to the bug blocks that we're seeing within the Big Hero 6 world. And like I said before, RIKU acts as a sort of host or an arc towards all of the data that has been recorded within Gemini's journal and the datascape so far. So for whatever particular reason, I can imagine that something like this would come in handy for that of Xehanort. Now, if we're not looking towards Xehanort and his flunkies being potential candidates towards possibly kidnapping that of RIKU and turning him into some kind of vessel, then I think we should definitely be looking at Maleficent and Pete. We know these guys are back in Kingdom Hearts 3, they have a very clear goal in mind, and that is, of course, to track down the mysterious black box. But I think since the release of 2.5, it's been extremely clear that both Maleficent and Pete do have a sort of on-the-down-low plan of their own actually going on, as we saw within the fairy tale cutscene within Recoded's 2.5 cinematic movie. Maleficent does mention that there are some similarities between that of the datascape and the almighty Tome of Prophecies. And she would be correct, Arino, about that. The Tome of Prophecies is a book that has already recorded events that are going to happen. And this book is capable of actually projecting these events that have already happened. Hence the reason us Unchained Key players get to dip through different Disney worlds and go through scenarios perhaps we've already been through in previous Kingdom Hearts titles. Whereas if you look at Gemini's journal, the datascape, it's literally the same kind of thing, except the only difference is it's a book that's not predicting the future, but writing events that have already happened. And just like the Tome of Prophecy, with it being able to project these events, Gemini's journal, being the datascape, is able to project these events as well, with literally being able to go into the journal to then enter the datascape. And I think really at the end of the day, if anyone's going to meddle even furthermore with that of the datascape, and especially bring certain things like the corruption into that of the real world, I think we should be looking at Maleficent and Pete, seeing as these guys are the ones that have pretty much all the experience with the datascape opposed to that of Xehanort. But guys, that's pretty much all that I wanted to talk about in today's video. I actually didn't even think about the possibility of the character in this scene potentially being that of RIKU. I suppose it's because we already now have Repliku, and so I was sort of thinking, alright, well, you know, there's no way we're gonna have a total of 3 Rikus running around in Kingdom Hearts 3, but At this point, I don't know, maybe we will. But anyway guys, in the comment section down below, let me know your thoughts and opinions towards all of this. Like I said at the start of the video, I definitely feel as if Nomura is wanting to make Recoded more important to that of Kingdom Hearts, and by doing that, I feel like he's really going to display it in Kingdom Hearts 3. You know, especially with seeing bug blocks in the Big Hero 6 world. Like, what the Tyrannosaurus Reximus are these doing here, dude? However guys, that's all for today. I'm Cynical. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day, and until next time guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.